A very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, where we give you the latest trending news in the nation of Zimbabwe, Africa and beyond. And tonight we are taking a look on Floyd Chivambu's response to the ANC. He's representing the EFF, which is the fourth largest political party in South Africa after the MK party. They have responded to Cyril Ramaphosa's proposal of a government of national unity. Let us hear what he had to say.
No, look, let's deal with this issue of the government of national unity. We are opposed to the government of national unity in as far as it resembles what was concocted in 1994. So if you were to check the outcomes of that government of national unity of Nelson Mandela, it had F.W. de Klerk as an executive deputy president. It had Pik Botha as a minister of mineral resources and energy. It had Andre van Niekerk as the Minister of Land and Agriculture. It had some mayor from the National Party as Minister of the Environmental Affairs and Water Affairs. And even he had in social development a minister which came from the apartheid establishment. We do not want to form any part of a government with representatives of the white colonial and apartheid system. And we think now that through fair observation and what got to happen with the Democratic Alliance and all these minority white parties, they represent that agenda. That is why the beneficiaries of the white capitalist and apartheid colonial establishment exclusively funded the Democratic Alliance and all these puppet parties. A lot of resources, hundreds of millions, were invested not just to fight the ruling party, the ANC, to fight against the economic freedom fighters. Where you had political organizations who dedicated their energy, their resources, human capital, and everything else that they dedicated was against the economic freedom fighters. We're not going to form part of any government with the Democratic Alliance. We're not going to sit alongside the Democratic Alliance and Freedom Front Plus in government as the economic freedom fighters. And we are not desperate for positions in government. We're not going to do everything in our power so that we're appointed into cabinet or we become speakers of parliament and all of those things. We're not going to sit alongside the land thieves. We're not going to sit alongside the people who got to benefit unlawfully for a very long time from colonialism and apartheid. We're not going to sit alongside them and constitute government of South Africa. If the ANC wants to choose that road, they can go ahead and do what they did in 1994. And we know what are the consequences of what happened in 1994. Black people and Africans in particular remain on the margins of economic participation in South Africa. Black people more or less stay in the same spaces that they lived under when apartheid had segregated black people to inferior spaces. It's still a lived reality. Racism is still a reality. Poverty of our people is still a reality because of this government of national unity. If there's going to be any government of national unity, there must be clarity of what unity, what are uniting on. And our agenda that we are placing is that it must be the land question that must be at the center of what unites whatever government is going to be constituted. Must be a common agenda to improve the lives of our people, because our people are still on the margins of the economy. It must be an agenda to provide free education. Must be an agenda to protect workers' rights and interests, to enforce minimum wages in all the sectors where they are applicable. That is what the agenda should be all about. It must not just be about position sharing. It must be on principal issues that primarily emancipates and protects the interest of our people. That is the agenda that we are looking into. So you must look into the statement which we issued at the Results Operations Center. We say, as the EFF, that whoever is going to constitute government with us should have an appreciation of what we stand for. Because there are parties, by the way, who think that what.
So this is the position taken by the EFF so far. They have rejected any form of government of national unity with the DA involved. And if you take a look on the perspective of the opposition and their stand in terms of being a Pan-African party, it makes sense a lot of people were questioning the position of the EFF when it comes to the issues of being a Pan-African party. So you will see that if the EFF rejects this kind of GNU, what it means is there is going to be an opposition in parliament which is going to continue to fight for the rights of Black South Africans, which is going to continue to fight for the majority of South Africans. But what does it mean if ANC enters into this marriage of GNU, marriage of convenience with the DA? What it means is this will be the extinction of ANC in 2029. The people of South Africa will definitely punish the ANC, and it will be the end of the ANC. So it depends. Is the MK also going to be on board in terms of being having this coalition government? The MK they're still dilly-dallying. They have not confirmed if they are coming on board to work together with the government of Cyril Ramaphosa and the DA in terms of forming a GNU. So Cyril Ramaphosa had tried to evade from the question of working with the DA or working with the MK and the EFF. He tried to bring everybody on board. While list unity is very important, at a certain point in time, you must have same similarities in terms of what you are pursuing as a government. And I believe that the position taken by the EFF will be for the best interest of the people of South Africa. This is what is happening. Floyd Shivambu just announced that the EFF is not going to take part in the government of national unity. But who knows? Maybe through further negotiations, they will come on board, and we will have to see what is going to happen. Maybe they have not been offered what they like so far. Maybe that is the reason why they are not coming on board. We will see as talks continue to happen if they will stand with their position or by their position of not participating in this government, or they will have to compromise. We'll be seeing what is going on. So what is happening is that several political parties, they are willing, the IFP is willing to be part of this GNU. It seems as if DA is trying to compromise to be part of this GNU for the sake of its own targets and its own things. But it seems as if the EFF and MK are becoming troublesome in terms of working together with the DA. So it seems as if South Africa is headed yet another for another controversial circumstance. What it means is you're likely going to see the ANC getting into a coalition government together with the DA. It will be not a GNU, it will be more of a coalition, because it will be the ANC, DA, IFP, and other small parties. And that would mean that at any point in time, Cyril Ramaphosa can face a challenge of being removed from power. That is a possibility, because the ANC members, if they manage to join hands with the EFF, with the MK, and other parties like Patriotic Alliance, they will have majority, and they can force out DA through the removal of Cyril Ramaphosa months later from now. So Cyril Ramaphosa might survive for the time being, but if EFF and MK pulls out together, what it means is the survival of Cyril Ramaphosa and this government will be limited. So this is what is happening, and this is the position so far. The EFF, they've spoken about their position, they've announced their position. We will see what is going to happen, because in the next few days, we will need to see Parliament electing the Speaker and also electing the President of the Republic of South Africa. Who will be the President of South Africa? We wait to see.